Okay, good morning everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, my name is Adam Thomason. I'm the Director of the Australian Institute of Criminology. Let me first begin by acknowledging the Ngunnawal people, the traditional owners of the land, and to pay my respects to their elders, past and present, including Mrs Ruth Bell, who will do a welcome to country for us in a minute. One of the very pleasant duties that goes with being acting in the role of Director of the Institute of Criminology, I guess there's plenty of pleasant duties actually, but this is one of the better ones, is to chair the Australian Crime and Violence Prevention Awards. These awards provide marvellous recognition for people and agencies working across the nation to prevent crime. And I'd like to thank you all for coming here today, particularly those of you who've come a very long way to be here, because we think they are important awards and it's important to recognise our winners. With us today we've got a number of special guests, the Minister for Home Affairs and Justice, the Honourable Brendan O'Connor, who will be providing the awards, presenting the awards today. We also expect the Minister for Resources and Energy and the Minister for Tourism, the Honourable Martin Ferguson, the Shadow Minister for Innovation, Industry and Science, Sophie Mirabella, the Shadow Parliamentary Secretary, the Honourable Teresa Gambaro, the Federal MP, the Honourable Dawn Fardell, the Member for Dubbo, and the Mayor of Dubbo, Councillor Alan Smith, along with representatives from each of the projects that are recipients of this year's awards. I'd like to now introduce Mrs Ruth Bell of the Ngunnawal people, who will conduct a welcome to country for us this morning. Thank you.
I'm a bit short, so I've got to pull it down. My name's Ruth Bell. I'm an Ngunnawal elder from this area. I've been around for a while. I've been doing welcomes to country and watching to see that you behave yourself while you're on my country. I am very, very privileged to be standing here today because one of these things that I'm very, very involved in is violence. I see a lot of it where I live, and it's mainly young people. So what do young people want to do? Do they want to be like that for the rest of their life? No. So we as elders, particularly with the Aboriginal young kids, keep an eye on that and tell them, you know, violence and crime don't go hand in hand. You've got brains, you've been to school, you know what it's all about, so put it to good use. So they are starting to wake up a bit. I don't see as many roaming around doing the wrong thing. But today, the Australian Crime and Violence Prevention Awards is a wonderful thing because it's a hard job, very, very hard. So without further ado, I'll welcome you onto Ngunnawal country. And I hope you have a wonderful day. The Honourable Brendan O'Connor, Dr. Adam Thomason, and ladies and gentlemen. As you know, my name is Ruth Bell. I'm a senior elder of the local Ngunnawal people, and I've come here this morning to welcome you onto the country, Ngunnawal. Traditional Aboriginal protocol of law requires any visitors to our country to be made welcome. The country, as I just said, what you are on, is of Ngunnawal people. Being a true Ngunnawal, it gives me great pleasure to be invited here to welcome everyone. Nai Air Ungaya Wuli Mingang Marong, in the language of the Ngunnawal people, welcome you onto Mother Earth. We talk of the country being the mother because we respect the land where we live and which provides for us to survive. That is why Aboriginal people have such very close ties with the land. On behalf of myself and my people, I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you here. I'm proud to be an Aboriginal, and as one of the traditional carers of this land, I want you to feel welcome while you're on my country. We wish to express our sincere thanks to the organisers for acknowledging that this is Ngunnawal country, and for the recognition, respect and common courtesy paid to us through this acknowledgement. We are here today to recognise the national and award recipients of the 210 Australian Crime and Violence Prevention Awards. We shouldn't have crime in Australia. We shouldn't have all this rubbish going on around. It's only a young country. But it's out there. And it's up to the ones that are working in the police force and everywhere else to keep an eye on that. I've been working with the police for many years as an undercover agent, actually. I keep an eye on a lot of things that go on, and if I see them doing something wrong, I say to them, "Hey," and they say, "Yeah, Auntie, I'm going home." But see, the thing is, why do they do this? Family life mustn't be very, very organised and not very happy. They've got to find something else to do, and the first thing they go for is crime. So you out there, sitting out there, have to do something about it. I've been working with the police, as I just said, for years and years and years and years. And I lived in a little town called Yass. The things that used to go on there would make your hair curly. You wouldn't have to go to a hairdresser. But the thing is, they wanted love and care. That's all it was. Parents today are on the go. But you must make time out for your kids. Ask them how they're going at their jobs if they're working. Ask them how they're going at school. Ask them what they're doing tonight or whatever. You must have a close association with your children. That's why they get bored and that's why they turn to crime. So without further ado, just think about what I've said. Make sure where your kids are. Make sure, doesn't matter if they're 30 or 40 or what, ask them how their day was and have a bit of admiration for what they've done. I do.